platform. Those of you that are returning, those of you that are new, welcome to my platform. My name is Astraea Love, and I'm going to do a reading for you guys today. So I hope that everybody has had a good day. Please know that my readings are timeless, which means whenever you get to this reading, there's going to be messages there's going to be many messages for you guys here. I suggest that you watch all of the readings on both platforms. I have another platform called Astraea Love, 2 words, Astraea, second word, Love. On that platform, I can accept $20 super chats per question. On this platform, we're finally at 1,000 people, but we'll see if we stay at 1,000 and how soon YouTube basically gets in touch with me so that we can set up super chats. And if it just pops up for you guys, you'll have to let me know. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a good day. God bless you. Thank you for spending your time with me. So we're going to start off with the prayer. We're calling upon the Most High God and the Holy Spirit, Jesus Christ, the Ascended Masters, our spiritual team of highest light and resonance, and we're calling upon the divine realm to get these messages to the people that need to hear them. We ask that you, God, continue to bless and prosper us, continue to protect us and shield us from all harm. And we just want to say thank you for everything that you do and for everything that you've done and for everything that you're going to do, higher self. All honor, glory, worship, and praise goes to the Most High and our higher self for all of this. Okay, and so thank you, thank you, thank you. We love you, we love you, we love you. Amen. So by watching my readings, you're agreeing to the contract of being in control of yourself, responsible for yourself, and with any of the information being channeled. That means if I talk about anything in the realms of like health, follow up with the doctor if you feel like that resonates. Good evening, you guys. Or whenever you're watching this reading, if I talk about anything in the realms of legal, follow up with a legal practitioner, professional, like a lawyer. Okay, that's just being responsible with the energy. So we're going to talk about 2 books before we get into the reading. The first, and this is like me talking about these books. I know it's repetitive, but there's always new people coming onto the platform. And you know, I'm trying to help you guys out. I'm not being a gatekeeper. I could just like try to be the all-powerful one and gatekeep the information, but a lot of you guys ask me like, how do I do what I do? Well, I have natural abilities, but I accompany those abilities with the information from the truth of God. And the link to this book is in the description box below. This is me just throwing you guys a bone because I didn't have a bone thrown to me until 10 years ago when I came across this book. But yeah, I don't get paid for promoting this or anything. It's just when you guys see me doing techniques, I'm using the techniques in this book. And you don't have to be psychic to use these techniques. Literally anybody can use them. Like a grade school child could read this book. That's how easy it is to read. So it talks about how everyone and everything's higher self is God. It basically, it just helps you understand how everything works. Okay, so the God technique, you will see me use that from time to time, where I'll look off into the corner, I'll close my eyes, and I'm having to rise above whatever's going on so that I can either see it from a higher perspective or be able to transmute the energy. When I first started doing the God technique, it was like an elevator ride, you know, to get to God's consciousness. The more that I do it, the less of that elevator ride there is. So there is an integration process happening. And God's consciousness is all love, joy, compassion, and peace. That's what it feels like, is all of the positive traits without judgment, without anything that's negative. And so that's what our higher selves are. The second technique, and this book talks about so many things, not just the technique. I'm telling you the techniques that you see me use in the readings, but you could literally use this book. It's got meditation. It's got you are not your body. I mean, every single chapter in this book is all important stuff. Energy ball, the space between the word technique. So the joy versus anger technique gives you the ability to work with clairsentience, which is what everybody already has, which is clear feeling. So you can ask yes and no questions and get immediate responses back so that you're not having to like say a prayer, wait for a response, so that you can just literally ask a question and use that intuitive response that you have to get the answer. And then you can make more informed choices about your life. You can start asking, should I go here? Should I go there? I am working on my best self, like with my best self. I'm trying to be my best self to the point where I just look at things as either in alignment with higher self, love, joy, compassion, and peace, or not. And then that way it's like just discerning it, and it removes a lot of the judgment that goes along with how we perceive things. But yeah, the joy versus anger, you'll see me use asking yes and no questions, and that's what I'm using. And then also, I mean, this has got like the purpose of life. It says, I've had so many people ask me, what is my purpose in life? They know that they were sent here this life to be a healer, teacher, artist, musician, etc. I've heard, this is what the person from this book is saying. I've heard I have this sacred contract, or I agreed to be that in this lifetime. I tell them that their true purpose in life is to find out that they are God and live in that awareness, ever increasing in the fullness by being those qualities that make up the true self, which is love, joy, compassion, and peace. It says, looking at it from a perspective of God separated from self, God, there may have been a decision to come to this life with certain talents or abilities drawn from the genetic makeup of the lineage, which is how we get our gifts and abilities. And either side of the family, hand size for piano playing, a long line of psychic abilities on either both sides of the family, other physical attributes, etc. The bleed over abilities from other lives they has experienced playing an instrument or writing music, artistic or athletic skills. From every life that was viewed not knowing who they were, which is God, decisions were made from lower states of consciousness, although higher than the human state of consciousness, about other supposed lives. People with the ability to be aware of occurrences outside the physical realm might be able to recall these agreements, right? Because you'll feel it. Oh, I've been a teacher in this life. Like, it'll be something you feel. I would describe these as many purposes, those life directions that lead us on the path of interest chosen by some lower aspect of self, God, with no right or wrong attached to them by you, God. That's okay. All of it's part of the journey of discovering who you are by tasting the kind of this kind of experience or that. Some decisions are more in line with our true essence and others are not. That's what I was trying to, that in my own version of in alignment with higher self, God, or not, like that's what I'm trying to basically tell you guys. Being a healer, teacher, musician, artist, mother, father, businessman, janitor, etc. could be an excellent vehicle to learn unconditional love, giving with nothing expected in return or not. Each person will find some things to do in life that bring joy, some that bring peace, and some bring unconditional love. The more one can find things to do or to be that contain a combination or all of those qualities, the more fulfilled one experience is. Finding and living our true qualities in our many purposes or anything that we do develops those qualities in ourself. But when you add that equation, knowing who you are as God, having this experience, it brings a whole other dimension of depth to that development. You just have so much more accessibility. So yeah, the joy versus anger technique, you guys will also see me use the mind technique, which is when I'm getting rid of thoughts, beliefs, and I'm clearing the emotional and mental baggage that people need to be throwing away and not keeping with them. So that, and I do that because every time I do that, the reality shifts and the situation goes away, or it neutralizes itself, or it works out harmoniously. So yeah, that's just cleaning up the mind and using the mind like the tool that it should be, rather than the mind always like being on overdrive on autopilot using us. And then there's the 1 to 10 technique that you'll see me use, where 1's the lowest compatible, 10's the highest. And this book will teach you how to get compatibility on things. The only time I run into things that I don't like is when I forget to ask compatibility, I ask the wrong question, or I don't listen to my intuition, which I do less and less of that now. Okay, the second book that we're going to talk about is the book that I've written, but I didn't write it alone. I wrote it with God, the Holy Spirit, and Vassago. This is called Vassago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells. And this book, Vassago is a very in high demand Ars Goetia spirit that rules over divination and mapping human consciousness. Now, I have the link to this exact deck. This is the original Rider-Waite. So the original Rider-Waite, every other tarot deck that comes off of, and this, I designed, well, we designed this book, you guys, so you can learn to read cards for yourself and for others. So any other deck that's going to come off of, that's a side deck like Santa Muerte Tarot, any theme deck, it'll have these basic card, like these cards. This is the original. Everything else comes off of this. So they'll give you the name of the card, but sometimes they change a little bit of the name, but it gets the same energy, but they'll put a picture along with it. and that picture will be very abstract. So if you don't know the original underlying interpretation of the card, you can miss a lot when it comes to using any other side deck. That's why you see me from time to time when I'm pulling, like we're going to use the Gilded Tarot today, when I'm pulling cards and it goes in the reverse and I want to get all of the information, I will go back to the original Rider-Waite and get the card in the reverse, because sometimes the pictures, I'm sorry, like I love the theme decks, but sometimes the pictures don't represent what the card actually means, and you need to know what the card actually means. So this book is so awesome, you guys. It's got different tarot card spreads and spells for each of the major arcana cards, which are the major transitions, like the star, the world, the sun, the moon, the emperor, the empress, the high priestess, the hierophant, the fool, yeah, the hangman, the death. All of those are the major arcana cards. But this book starts off with a 14 zodiac tarot card spread where you pull 2 cards for each position. It starts off actually with a prayer that's much longer than the one that I do, but it's similar. It's similar to the one that I do at the beginning of this reading. I'm going to go ahead and read it because it's so freaking dope. I invoke, draw, and evoke, draw the Most High God, and the Holy Spirit into this reading and every other reading that I do. I ask that the Most High God please return all evil and block out anyone or anything that would try to negatively influence or impact this reading in any way. I pray for the highest light, the highest truth, and the highest wisdom to be revealed to me and my collective. And then you would say your collective, right? If you're doing a reading for yourself. And the people that you read for. I pray for those who I perform readings for and for myself. I ask now, as I call upon the Most High God's favor, to give me the full armor of God for protection during my life's mission and work here on the earth. I am eternally grateful for your favor, Heavenly Source, and for your unfailing love. Thank you for blessing me and those who I read for, and thank you for creating miracles and healing the sick. In your holy name, Lord my God, I give gratitude and thanks. I pray into thy holy presence, and I meditate upon your divine will. Amen. So yeah, you'll do that prayer before you get started, right? And then that sets it up for no interference, basically. So I'm going to read a little bit. So yeah, so for the Zodiac Tarot card spread, you'll pull 2 cards for each position. One will be your South Node, where your ego's at. The other card will be your North Node, where your destiny's at. And it'll show you in relation with your chakras how you can start to move towards your destiny. The spell that goes along with that is to step into your own destiny. So I'm going to read a little bit from one of the major arcana. I think I'm going to read from the Death card, because I don't think I've ever done that. Maybe I have. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I have. So the Death card, when people see the Death card, they always freak out, like in a reading, because they think, oh shit, I'm going to die. Okay. The Death in the reverse could be, oh shit, I might die, or something might try to kill me. But I would say the death in the upright doesn't necessarily mean the death in a traditional sense of somebody passing away. It could be the ending of something, okay? And with every ending, it's a new beginning. So death is just a state of transition. It's actually part of this illusion, and it's not real, and it's not painful. It's not evil, none of it, okay? Like, it's just fear of the unknown. People fear the unknown. So the Death Tarot card is the number 13. Answer is maybe. Zodiac is Scorpio. The Death card symbolizes either the metaphorical personal rebirth followed by great change in your life. This could be also the literal death of someone that you know. Death brings about endings, which bring about new beginnings. The Death card is all about personal growth through self-examination and renewal. Put the end of an era behind you. The Death card can represent fear of the unknown. Position 1, the Horseman of Death. That's the guy that you see right here. The card that you pull for this position will show you the current circumstances or conditions that are in the death process right now. This card position shows you what cycles are ending and what transitions are underway. This card position reveals advice on how to align oneself and inner nature with the higher self and higher nature. The supreme will of the Creator to fulfill one's fate and dharma can be shown to you in the card that you pull for this position. Okay, so then I'll read position 2, the psychocomp. The card that you pull for this position will relate to past deaths that have not been healed from. If you have lost people to death in the past, that may show up here. How you deal with death may be revealed in the card that you pull for this spot. If you have anything to work on when it comes to grieving, that may come through the card that you pull for this position. If you still have grief work to do, you will call the Death Tarot card for this position. Okay, and so then the Death Tarot card spells to bring about appropriate endings, like in things that you just want to end. And I'm going to go back to the back of the book where there's a compendium of knowledge of what it could mean when you pull more than one of the major arcana cards out together. And again, there's more possibilities than just what I've recorded, but this is what we came up with and what we recorded for what it could mean. So, you know, if you were to get like the death and the moon to come out together, I would definitely look that up, either under the death or the moon, to see, you know, did I pass it? I did pass it. 13. Okay. So if you pull the death card, it means that an ending will come to whatever card is pulled after the death card. Any card that is pulled before the death card can be interpreted as something that may lead to death. If you pull the death card in the reverse, it could indicate that you're going through a spiritual awakening or a rebirth. If you pull, or a near-death experience. If you were to pull the Death Tarot card and then pull the Magician Tarot card in the reverse, it would indicate that someone is sending death spells to you. If you see the Death Tarot card pulled with the Four of Pentacles, it could indicate that someone is attempting to bring an ending to your birthright or inheritance. If you pull the Death Tarot card and then pull the Devil Tarot card, it could indicate that the devil is after you or someone is possessed by the devil is after you. If you pull the death card in the reverse, it could indicate that you or whoever you're reading for acts mainly from their reptilian brain, aka fight, flight, or freeze response. And it just keeps going and going and going with the different combinations, you guys. But check this book out. It's called Vassago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells. It's going to change your guys' lives. You can use the spells and the spreads as many times as you want. And I have also linked in the description box those two books with this original Rider-Waite Tarot. And like I said, when you learn to read the original, you can go to any other type of deck and use it, and you'll still understand what the cards mean. And when I refer back to the Rider-Waite, there's a reason for that. All right, you guys. So we're going to work with the Gilded Tarot today. But yeah, I feel like somebody could be wanting you to clean up a mess that they have. I mean, what does that even really have to do with you? I feel like somebody is like wanting you to clean up a mess, or they're wanting you to devote your, like they want you to stop devoting your time to God. You did 2 readings from the book in 1 spell. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Oh, that makes me so happy. High Priestess. This is what just flew out. Wow. I love that. That's definitely a sign. High Priestesses in the house. Okay, I dig it. So yeah, you guys have seen through this person. They could be trying to get you to give up on being an intuitive person because they're afraid that you're going to see right through them. I feel like you've already seen right through them. Because anybody that holds that intention is like, first of all, delusional. Okay. When it comes to people's senses, everybody has a sixth sense. They just don't realize it. When they get that gut feeling, like when you meet somebody and you get bad vibes, like I would pay attention to that. Pay attention to the way your body physically reacts to other people. And you're paying attention to nature. You're paying attention to the messages you receive. Let's get the likes up, you guys, please. And thank you. I always forget to ask for that. But yeah, and make sure you guys subscribe. All that good stuff really helps the platform. You guys are being put in a position to where, you know, this picture gives me Oracle of Delphi or Delphi, which I don't know if you know this about the Oracle of Delphi, but her location, wherever her place was that she prophesized in or around, if it's a cave or whatever, it has actual gases that I forget what the gases are called. You guys will have to Google it, but there was actual vapors that were coming up from the ground, from it. I don't know if it's a cave or whatever it is, but literally from the earth, and released in small enough doses where it'll put you in an altered state. I don't know if it's like a laughing gas or whatever, but you guys should definitely do a YouTube search on it or a Google search on it. What were the vapors that the Oracle of Delphi, I could ask, what are the vapors that the Oracle of Delphi used, and where was the Oracle of Delphi located?
The Oracle of Delphi, found at the Temple of Apollo on Mount Parnassus in Greece, probably inhaled vapors like ethylene, methane, and ethane. These geological gases, rising through cracks in the rocks, likely caused the Pythia's prophecies.
Yeah. So I don't know what those sounded pretty deadly and dangerous, to be quite honest, whatever those gases were. But yeah, like altered state of mind for sure. And that's what this picture reminds me of, that. Just the way that she's kind of like floating like that. I feel like, yeah, you guys could enter into altered states where you see things much more clearly. It could be like all of a sudden colors get brighter for you. For sometimes for me, I'll see things like in cartoon in my mind. Four of Pentacles. This is all about your natural gifts and abilities. This is what you come with in life. And I have no idea why this person is so weird looking on the thing. But like, you know, them opening the chest and having the Four Pentacles in it, that's like you opening a box of gifts that you have been given by this like ancestor. You could literally have an ancestor that was from, I don't know where in the world this person would be from, but Persia, Asia, I don't know. You could very well have an ancestor. Africa, maybe the Middle East, I don't know. But you could literally have an ancestor that's like, hey, you have these extra gifts and abilities that, you know, were given to you at birth. You might as well use it. You see fairy dust floating all the time. I love that. The Emperor. Look how Roman this person looks. That just reminds me of Rome. Isn't that strange? I know that not all of these pictures are from that. What is the Gilded Tarot? It's... I guess it's from all different places and all different types of culture. And interesting how that person looked extremely Roman, though. So you have mastered something. It looks like you guys have overcome something as well. You could be getting ready to like literally prophesy or teach people how to tap in or how to do something. Nine of Wands. You could be teaching people who believe that they're wounded or injured. Or you could be helping people become unwounded and injured in some type of way, like your knowledge. You could also be in a position to help the less fortunate, or help like people that are vulnerable, that feel like they're broken in spirit. It's kind of given the energy of like Christianity, of someone wanting to be saved. But I don't get that you're doing Christianity. I get that the words that you speak are divine, and it does help people. The Death. It could help people overcome this fear of death. There's a reason that I just read from the Death. I usually don't choose that one to read from. These people could be having a very hard time recovering from losing somebody, which is something that I completely understand. But at the same time, okay, so some of you guys could be very good in grief work. Like what grief work would be, you know, I would do the Death Tarot card spread in Vassago Tarot card spreads and spells to find out if you are compatible to work in hospice, or any type of grief work would be like working with either the souls that have already died, or the people who are getting ready to die, or the people around the people who are getting ready to die. You know that it's like a huge, well, the death business is a business that's always in business. It's always businessing. There's always going to be people dying. You know what I mean? It's not a bad business. Some people look at it like it's bad, but if you're able to deal with that and help people in that type of situation or going through transition, if you're able to work with death, like that's a really good, powerful thing. Because, like I said, the people will always be dying. And same thing with birth, working with birth. People will always be being born as well. So, those are two jobs that are, and like, I think healthcare is another one that people will always, until we reach like true enlightenment and we all can figure out that we can fix things without science. I feel like, these are fields that it could be coming up that you may train people in. You may train people how to, I'm getting like a medical intuitive. You could probably smell different diseases on people. I've had that ability before where I could tell that somebody had some type of cancer going on. I could smell it. It was definitely a smell. I also get that like you guys have the information that other people need to heal, and that's why people come to you. There's a reason why people are coming to you wanting your advice or even telling you their woes. Don't just think that, oh, people just trauma dump on you. No, it's for a purpose. First of all, it's to cause you to go within and heal and heal from situations that have not even happened yet so that you smell illness. Yes, that's a real ability. Wow, like that does not surprise me for sure, and what in the hell that was. I literally just saw something that looked like a fairy. The Nine of Cups. This is like you guys being in wish fulfillment. And something about those candles, like those candles seem like that, that's not very safe. That's what I think about when I see candles with the big ass flame burning like that and the rat. This is definitely some other time frame. But was probably their wish fulfillment. See all of those barrels in the background? Yeah, you could be like literally taking stock of things. Maybe you're going to have extra resources. Maybe you create a product or you have something that you can sell to people. I also get that like whatever this, health thing is that you do or that you have, or if it's a yoga class you're going to teach or whatever, it's like you're learning about things that you never thought that you would with your high priestess ability. And I feel like it's a really good thing. It's going to bring about wish fulfillment because we need more leaders and we need more people that are tapped in spiritually. Five of Swords. We need less people that are like wanting to sacrifice everybody else and leave them for dead. That old mentality, and this scraggly motherfucker right here, I don't mean to make fun of him, but like that old mentality needs to be left in the past. It needs to pass away. Like it does. Where people are only thinking about themselves, that is not the way to make a business last. Even if you're in the death business, that's not a way to make a business last. I also get that like sometimes when people pass away, it's best to just respect whatever their wishes were, and I know that family will want to take over control and be like, we want them buried in this thing. But if they want to be cremated, like let them be cremated. Let them have that say over their own life. Don't feel the need that with your belief system or others, and this could be something that you help other people heal from, that it has to be done a certain way or something bad's going to happen. Like that is some superstitious shit. Once the soul has left the body, as far as I'm concerned, it can return to the earth, or if that's healthy, or it can be burnt or whatever. Like the soul's not in the body anymore. So, there's no attachment. Even though souls are present at their own funerals, of course, they're allowed to stay for at least a few days if they want to visit their own funeral. But once I'm gone, I'm fucking gone. Peace out, bitches. I'm going somewhere else. I'm not, wherever that may be. I'm not going to be hanging around to see who shows up and who didn't for my funeral. Who gives a fuck? Literally. I would just be like, sorry, but I loved you while I was there. Now I'm gone. Bye. I've got somewhere else to be. That's how I feel about death. I feel like death is a necessary thing, but it's not something to fear. And you guys could be seeing that and helping other people who think that they have to preserve themselves, they have to go out of their way to break others down. That's not how you get into wish fulfillment. And I keep seeing the rat above this person's head, and I'm wondering, on the wish fulfillment card, why is there a rat there? What is this about? I understand the alcohol bins and all of that, but the rat, no. That's not part of my wish fulfillment. Anyways, I know that these are like from different times, but yeah. Yes, a peace out. Yeah. Because you want to truly detach from the body and not be tethered to that. I get that, you may have a few people transition at the same time. Just know that this is not to break you. With you being a high priestess and your natural abilities, you'll be able to tap into the other side and see that these people are okay. 3 of Wands. This may give you some freedom or creative vision for the future, for you to watch your ships actually sail in. Confirmation. And not to be rude, but sometimes when people pass away, it does give you the freedom. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. Again, if you work in hospice or you work around death, you don't fear death because death loves you. Like, there's a special relationship there. And when it does come your time, you're going to look death in the face and be like, okay, I'm ready to go. Like, that's just the type of person that you are, though, because this high priestess card, you have higher understanding. And you could have been separated from somebody that passed over a long time. And by you doing the healing work and you moving forward, that's what they would have wanted. This 9 of Swords card is the strangest card to me, because look at that ghost. Look at the owl from freaking the labyrinth. There's so much going on in this card. There is so much. And then this person that's sitting in bed like, woe is me. The owl represents being watched. So the 9 of Swords, yes, there could be people grieving or in their sick bed. The 9 of Swords is like a sick bed. I feel like you guys have overcome something major here when it comes to grief and when it comes to processing trauma. I also get that this high priestess ability is going to give you the chance to show other people that death is just a fear of the unknown. 4 of Wands. Yeah, you could end up writing a book about mediumship or communicating with the dead, or, this could be a completed project for you. It's a foundation. It's something to build upon. You could be very divinely inspired. And I feel like it takes people who are courageous enough to go into these different types of like philosophy and thinking, to really pull out the gold that they have within them. You could be one of those people that's like a philosopher, or a planner, an engineer. You could be building something, or you could be manufacturing something or creating something, or you could be getting ready to do that. King of Pentacles. There will be somebody that comes in that wants to offer you the world, but I feel like this person, they just want to benefit off of you. Let's get the likes up, you guys, please, and thank you. And they're going to be really sad when they find out that you are not doing what you're doing for financial success or to sell out or whatever. Because this King of Pentacles thinks that they can buy you and then own you. And that's the way that they treat people that sign their contracts, is like they own them. And this could be a record label. It could be a record company. It could be the entertainment business. It could be Hollywood, being on this mentality of like, oh, well, once you sign whatever, you belong to me. That's very, very, very narcissistic. King of Cups. Poseidon energy. Yeah, so you're being watched over. I feel like you do have access to someone who is of wise counsel. And then the Temperance card, that's the Archangel Michael card. What are these people going to do about you balancing that water and fire? I feel like also you guys are so divinely protected that other people, they don't know how to perceive that. They just look at it like you're blessed, but they don't understand what you had to go through to have the protection that you have. And the reason that you've loved yourself and chosen yourself is why you're divinely protected. And yeah, Ace of Cups, you have an overflowing cup of love from God, which means with this love, great responsibility because it is power. You see that ever watching eye, you're always being watched. This is another thing that I think people do not realize about you until they get into your life, that by the fact that you are always being divinely watched over, they are, you know, the moment they come into your life to interact with you, they become watched over. And if they're doing some shit that's not in alignment, the universe will get very quick to correct them. And I feel like some people learn and some people don't. It's not your responsibility to teach them, but you will be able to lead by example. 8 of Swords. And these people, you know, they want you in bondage. They want you to like agree to get tied up and blindfolded and restricted. This is like the prison card. You're not going into prison. If you sign a contract with this fucking weirdo that thinks that they can own you, they'll try to imprison you. Absolutely not. That's like trying to like cage a fairy or cage a bird. These people would be better off just going and investing in something else. And I hate to be so vague with that, but anything other than what they're doing right now would be a benefit to them. Anything, if they would just look at themselves just a little bit. I know they probably are so eye struck. What is it? Starstruck? Whatever it is, where they're like, ooh, hypnotized by you. They're so starstruck by you. They're like, I got to get in on that. I got to be a part of that. And you're over here like serving actual people. You're making a splash in the community. You have no problem you have no problem connecting with the people in the community, is what I'm trying to say, and sharing this cup of God's love. And you do it out of the kindness of your heart, not because you expect to receive something. That's what these people don't understand. The reason that their fruits are all that they're not happy with any of their fruits is because they're always expecting to, they only do things to receive things. They don't do them just because it feels good to do something good for someone. And they don't understand that concept. This is somebody that is like, you know, no taxation without representation, bitch, get out of here. We don't need to be pimped out. We don't need to be sacrificed. We don't need to be bought or sold. Queen of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, you could be dealing with a nasty, nasty bitch. Somebody that was talking bad on you. The Queen of Swords in the upright is like a good card. It's just somebody that's been through a lot, but will protect themselves, and they've had many scars emotionally, which is absolutely okay. But when it's in the reverse, it's somebody who's very envious, and not they're only envious, they're destructive. Like they're actively trying to use that sword to destroy shit. I don't know if this person's made themselves known to you yet or not, but I think they've made you aware of their presence, but they were probably wearing a mask, to the point where you didn't notice that they had this hidden, insidious, jealous, crazy vibe going on with them, which is actually pathetic and sad, but it is what it is. Oh my gosh, there you are, finally. Queen of Swords in the reverse. Female, a perfectionist, conceals her true emotions. Vicious, gossip, betrayal, not a true friend, says what she thinks people wants to hear. She is envious of you. Do not trust this woman. She causes problems for you and for those that you love. Point blank, period. Danger, danger, danger. Okay, if I had a red and yellow flashing light, I would be saying danger with those lights. That's the vibe that I get from this Queen of Swords. Interesting. Why is the Queen of Swords in the reverse next to the 8 of Swords? Is this somebody that's in jail? Maybe there's somebody that's in jail that's watching you. I don't know if you're on the internet. I'm getting that this person, have they already gone to jail? Yes, this person has been to jail before. Maybe they're headed back to jail. Maybe they signed a deal with this King of Pentacles. 5 of Wands. This is somebody that wants to compete with you. They want to pull you into a battle and a competition that you have nothing to do with. There is no competition. You are the chosen one, point blank, period. They need to just do something else. The thing is they don't even know what you're doing. These people are just trying to compete. And they're dumb for doing that. Why don't they just go do what God has for them? That is what I will not understand, because it's so avoidable. Like, it's straight up avoidable. Going through all of this mess is completely 100% avoidable. And you guys have literally literally lived through watching people pass away. You've lived through a lot. I mean, you don't become somebody that's a leader just by being born. Leaders are not born, they're made. And you were made into this leader, and you're going to help people. Two of Cups. You have a divine soul contract with the universe and with another partner. You're going to help people come together and realize that we are all a reflection of each other and that there's oneness. That's beautiful. You're going to share this cup of love from God with this other person and with the world and through your messages or your content or whatever it is that you create. I am tasting hard-boiled eggs. I don't know if somebody likes to eat hard-boiled eggs. I think they're so good with like hot sauce and mustard on them. Oh my gosh, and salt and pepper. The best. Also, somebody could need to eat more eggs in their diet just to add a little bit more protein. I'm hearing that a lot of you guys are making changes that are cleaning out your system. You could be like ordering teas off the internet. You could be doing any number of these new higher vibrational things like praying, fasting, drinking teas. You guys could be meditating. You could be listening to positive affirmations. You could be saying affirmations. Whatever this is, it's going to bring a lot of more positive energy into your life. Also, the King of Cups is somebody that you can trust. Okay, you have somebody on your side here. This is why you're not ever going to fail. The 10 of Swords, this is these other people's energy. And the sad thing is that you were not even there to throw this person in Mordor. It was their own people. Isn't that what it's called, where they throw the ring in? Because this person gives me Gollum vibes. Like literally, the 10 of freaking Swords. That's a ultimate betrayal. These people feel betrayed. You have the energy of the sun working for you, which means whatever you put into motion, not only inner child healing is going to happen, but also it's going to grow a lot and bring a lot of light and warmth into people's lives. I also get that this Queen of Swords wants you to stop speaking about God. They have more problem with God than they do with you, the devil, because they're aligned with the devil. I'm serious. This person has a problem with God. They don't like God because they blame God for the reason that they're ugly. Their ugliness comes from within. It truly does. It's not an external thing. It comes from within them. So they might want to look to the devil, their master, and ask why they're such a piece of shit. I mean, I don't even know what to tell them about that. They sold themselves away. 5 of Pentacles. These people are like, why am I the beggar? Why am I the homeless one? Why am I the one over here losing? Like, you've got to be joking. When you're attached to the devil, what the fuck do you think is going to happen? A devil represents gambling, addictions, overconsumption, perversity, lust, greed, like envy, all of that stuff. Like it's just funny to me, and I don't mean to I'm not making fun of these people. I'm just saying that it's funny to me how anybody that aligns themselves with the lowest vibration possible and then thinks that they're going to have a big win with that. Like, why do people think that? Why do people, is there ever been any evidence that the devil is not a liar? Like, I think that we can trust the devil to backstab people, compete, all this petty, immature bullshit and feed off of it. And that's exactly what's happening. This devil does not like these people, and it's putting this person in the 5 of Swords, the 3 of Swords. Yeah, they're feeling majorly betrayed. The funny thing is, like, when people have done certain things to you and then they have those things done to them, then they start to think about you a lot when they're going through it. But when you were going through it, this person was like smiling and laughing at what they did, being manipulative and crazy and mean. You know what I mean? They thought the shit was funny to break your heart. Now that it's their heart that's broken and is unrepairable because these people can't heal, it's not so funny now. And I would never wish this on my worst enemy if I had one. I would not wish this on anybody. This is just Like literally, these people create their own realities, and there's nothing that we can do about that. We can pray for them, but you know, if they want to do low vibrational devilish things that align them with a negative entity, then they have every right to do that, because that's what free will is. The Knight of Swords, these people are being pursued, okay, actively. And then the Seven of Wands, they're going to have to defend themselves. I feel like if you have to defend yourself, these people are going to get slapped out of their position. I also feel like you shouldn't have to defend yourself verbally or physically. If somebody's got a problem with you as a person, they might want to just, you know, keep that to themselves, because you're not changing for anybody else. I don't care what these people believe. I don't care what they worship. I don't care what drugs they do. I don't care. You guys are more loved, and it's because you do good things. You choose love, and let's get the likes up, you guys, please, and thank you. You choose love, and love chooses you. Yeah, and you're always being watched over, which means that these people they always think that they are not seen, and that's bullshit. That is stuff that the devil probably says to them. Nobody will see you do this. Like, seriously, they're being watched the entire time. The moment they come into your sphere of anything is the moment that they are continuously watched by this ever watching eye, that they are seen, because you are watched over by a higher power. God loves you, which means God's watching anybody trying to interact with you. And if people are making mistakes, then that's on them. Why would they think that doing wrong by somebody would bring about a right? It never does. 10 of Wands. These people are carrying all these burdens. I think it's funny how those stags are looking at that person like, you fucking idiot. These people are carrying their own burdens. They burden themselves. And again, trying to become someone else or do what someone else does, that is a burden. Ace of Swords in the reverse. Yo, these people are not protected. One reason why they're so pissed off is that they don't have any protection. No ancestors to go to, no deities. The demons not doing shit for them. Says lack of concentration and inability to think clearly. Their mind is racing with too many thoughts, distraction, intellectual rut, lack of insight, obstacles. They need to simplify their lives, unable to find work that makes them happy. This is a big problem for these people. They keep wanting to do what you do because what they do doesn't make them happy. And it talks about taking shortcuts and cheating someone will have a negative effect on their reputation. Like I said, they're being watched. Also, what goes around comes around. And you think you can control when you send it out, but you don't control the way it comes back. If you have to defend yourself, these people are going to be left defenseless, and they're going to try to make you look like you victimized them. But no, you have to preserve yourself. Yes, what's done in the dark comes to the light. Page of Wands, because you're here to teach the next generation of people. I feel like that's a very valid reason to protect your destiny and what you're here to do, so that the next generation of people can receive aid. That's the whole thing about, and I'm not calling you an elder, but that's the whole thing about being somebody who is conditioned in life, like at whatever age you are, is that you have that wisdom and guidance to share with your next of kin. And that's the natural process and order of things. You know, I'm sure that Odin shared his wisdom with Thor and all of that. 4 of Cups. These people were bored with their own lessons, though. It's so weird to me that these people want to live somebody else's life. Why not just invest in their own? These people are feeling like, well, why didn't the universe give me this? Why did it? They're spending too much time in that energy. These people just need to understand that not everything is about them. Like, the stuff in their life is about them, but not everything in the world is about them. There's a bigger picture here, and they decided to be on one end of that bigger picture, and the end that they chose was not God's. Okay, and they just need to come to term with that. They knowingly, actively chose the other opposite end. And what does that have to do with you? Why should you be punished for that? Knight of Cups. Because somebody wants to come in and date you and trick you into taking some type of fucking potion? No. You don't need to be rescued. You have God. The only thing that you would need rescuing from would be these people, and God's already got you by taking away their protection and by giving you a purpose. I feel like if you just continue to move forward, you're going to gain everything that you need and everything that you want. And also, don't be afraid to ask the universe for what you want. Okay? Queen of Cups. Because you are more than just a nurturer. You are a very loving person, and you are to be respected. You're going to like literally teach your children the things that they need to know to survive and thrive here. I feel like these people, they've never learned the lesson themselves. So I hope they don't have children, but I suspect that they do. 7 of Pentacles. These people are losing a lot of money. You know, maybe they wanted slave labor. They need to get the fuck over that. Sorry, but no, the time for slave labor, and in fact, slavery is very inappropriate, and I cancel and rebuke it. Okay? Point blank, period. And then this person thinking that they're just going to come over and pick from your money tree after you've been working diligently, that is delusional. You obviously have it protected. This person thinks that they're going to just come into your life and switch the trajectory of it, where it's headed, where you're cancel out where your wheel of fortune comes from. That's not possible. This is about your fate and your destiny. God creates that. What about that do these people not get? Like, I'm serious. This is because you guys are in your power, you're in your destiny, and you're doing what you came here to do, or what God wants you to do. It's in alignment with your higher self. These people are not. They chose that path. 9 of Pentacles. You were always born somebody that's self-sufficient, stand on their own 2 feet type person. You don't need a man, a woman. You don't need anybody, any other person telling you what to do and what to think and what not to think. You already know. Like yourself. And I love that about you. That makes you extremely attractive in my eyes. Being a 9 of Pentacles. It's not easy to be a 9 of Pentacles. A lot of people will not make it having to stand on their own 2 feet. But the fact that God created you this way, to be this way, you're going to teach others how to stand on their own 2 feet. Page of Cups. And be successful and thrive like children, because the page cards represent children. So yeah. And, you know, you're going to protect your children. All of this sacrifice children to the devil shit is basically over. You're protecting your children, and you're not letting them anywhere near other people. Page of Pentacles. Because you know that you have this Page of Pentacles, this pentacle to pass down to this child. I'm also getting a Goddess Hera, Zeus's wife's energy with this peacock here. Very strongly. So yeah, you are being watched over by many higher forces. I also get Sekhmet as well. And maybe one of these people, they called on one of these deities, and it pissed this deity off. They're like, how fucking dare you call upon me to do something to my beloved ancestral child? Like, that's the way that they feel. 6 of Swords. It's caused these people to be in spiritual court, having to retreat. And these people want to retrieve something from you that they believe that you have, that they can take. I don't think that whatever they want to steal from you is tangible. I think it's more spiritual or something. 2 of Pentacles. You may receive a message about this, that these people have to sail away. That's a good thing. Adios, arrivederci, goodbye. This good message may come in the form of you just finding out that these people have had to move on. I also get that, you know, you're very intuitive. The message may come through a dream, or it may come through a child that you have, like telling you, Mommy, I had this dream about this and this and this, and then it comes true. I would be paying attention to the dreams of your children. Ace of Pentacles, you guys. That is having all of the financial support that you need from Heavenly Father, Heavenly Mother, Divine Realm, Higher Self, God. That is you could be getting a message that unlimited amounts of resources are coming your way, because you're going to do the right thing with them. So this transition of power is completely natural. It just got, you know, you got a few people excited thinking that they were going to be able to be with you or have what you have. You know, yes, they want to steal your starseed power, but they're not able to. 3 of Cups. You have a collaboration with the fairies here like now to manifest. That's part of what you came here to do. Okay, what else do we need to know before we go? Yeah, I get that, you know, these people, they may not understand you, and that's okay, but they do have to respect you. And they may not understand you and your intuitive, psychic, natural, spiritual abilities, self, but they do have to respect you because you are a person. 10 of Pentacles, and they need to keep their fucking hands. I don't know, why is there a rat right there? Again, disgusting. Why is there 2 rats? They need to keep their rat and their ratty ass little hands off of your 10 of Pentacles. Your 10 of Pentacles, the Ace of 10 of Pentacles, the 3 of Cups, and the 10 of Pentacles, that is like having a home, a car, a business, a property, a community, all of that stuff. Okay, what else is the most important thing that we need to know? That is all protected. That is all protected. What do we need to know about the 6 of Swords, the lawsuit, or whatever's pending with these people? Queen of Wands, that you have a witch that's working against you, but she's not more powerful than God, so I wouldn't even worry about that. Strength, like I said, you have the power of God within you. What is this like weak ass mortal witch gonna do? They can try to cook up some shit, but you're not going to trust these people. You're definitely not going to eat from them. Absolutely not. And I think that this person is stupid as well for targeting you. They should have just let you be. 8 of Cups. I'm serious. They have to walk away. Dissatisfied. Their moon magic is bullshit and it's not working. Whoever they were working with also has to walk away. 7 of Cups, because these illusions are not taking form. They have to walk away from being delusional. Yeah, because your work ethic is impeccable. You are making something that's long lasting. This person wants to get a hold of that. I would keep it very close to your heart. Don't tell other people your dreams, you know, and unless it's somebody you can really, really trust. But these bitches, you can't trust them. Not at all. All right, let's get one more card and then we'll close the reading out. King of Swords. These people will be judged. They will be judged. But it's not your job to judge them. It's going to happen on its own. The Lovers. Seriously, this is all about you finding a lover. I feel like it's about money and it's about you finding a lover and it's about you attaining the 6 of Wands. And it's about these people being broken, and blocked. Not able to see your progress, not able to see your forward movement, not in any type of way. So I feel like you guys are winning. So take each win as a win. Know that the more that you love yourself, the better things are going to be. The more you're compassionate with yourself, the better things are going to be. But you have the strength to tear apart worlds if you have to, but you're not going to ever have to do that because you're in the energy of being the leader. You're here to lead other people and how to be intuitive like you. These other people, they don't follow their intuition. That's clearly obvious because if they did, they would have never done any of this. And so I feel like you just, you know, forgive them, let them go, but don't allow them in your life anymore. Anybody that's bringing court case problems, drama, the devil, and know that these people are not protected. So if you have to protect yourself, they're going to be shit out of luck because you're going to wipe their ass out. They don't have protection like you do. So yeah, I love this for you guys. Literally, you guys have overcome something major. You're getting to move on in life. You're getting to have a new structure. And things are going to be really good and peaceful for you. So I would take advantage of the extra time and energy. Meditate, go for a walk, love yourself. Do the things that you love. I would watch all of the readings on both platforms at your leisure and just go through the different titles and pick whichever one you're drawn to. So thank you guys for making it to the ending of this reading. I love you so much. Thank you guys for subscribing, for liking the video, sharing the video. All of that really, really helps. And remember the 2 books that are in the description box below. Well, this original Rider-Waite deck is in the description box below. It's got the descriptions on the card. But that's what we wrote Vassago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells on. If you're interested in learning to read cards for yourself and for others, go to the beginning of this reading and watch where I read out of this book. And know that the original Rider-Waite deck, if you learn the card interpretations from this deck, you can go to any other deck like Santa Muerte, and when they give you abstract pictures, you'll know what the card means because you know what the original interpretation is. So that will definitely help you. And these cards have the words on them. The Vassago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells has different tarot card spreads and spells for each of the major arcana cards, which helps you do a deep dive. So check that out. I would just go back to the beginning of this reading where I talk about it. And then the other bone I'm throwing you guys is the Truth of God Advanced Intuitive Living Workbook, which has many techniques in it that you see me use when I'm doing the readings. The God technique, which I rise above. The joy versus anger technique, which I ask yes and no questions and get an immediate response. The 1 to 10 technique, where 1 is the lowest, compatible, 10 is the highest, and I figure out compatibility. And the mind technique, where I get rid of mental and emotional baggage. This book will teach you to do so much more than just that, like meditate and all this other stuff. So this is how I have learned and use my abilities with the techniques in this book. So I'm throwing you guys a bone. Check it out. The links to these books are in the description box below. The Truth of God and Vassago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells. And if you want to know a little bit more about them, you can go back to the beginning of this reading where I read, I think, from both of them actually. And that will give you a good idea of what to expect. And then, yeah, the original Rider-Waite deck, that the link to that is also in the description box below. So those are some bones I'm throwing you guys if you want to learn to read cards for yourself and others. Vassago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells. If you want to learn how to navigate your own life and create your own reality and connect with your higher self and get rid of beliefs and all that, The Truth of God is the book. But I am so grateful for you guys. I'm so thankful that you spent your time with me. God bless you guys. If you could share this content, let other people know about it. Tap the notification bell. Make sure you're subscribed. I love you. I love you. I love you. God bless you guys. Have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay? Bye.